Pat McAfee, well, I'm going to enjoy his voice back on Game Day. Look, I've said this. Game Day needed something. Herbie, terrific. The coach, I get what they're doing. Lee Fitting, who is no longer the head of it, loved him. Loves him. Everybody loves the coach, Lee Corso, but let's be honest, it's time to get a new coach in there, and that is going to be Nick Saban. Reese is the best at moving it around. Nobody, along with Ernie Johnson, I guess, is better at being a host, but the star of the show, because basically he's the star of most every show, and the guy that jump-started the entire deal was Pat McAfee. Now, Pat McAfee does not mess around. We've talked about this numerous times on this show. He's the smartest man to ever come down the road as a former player into the media. Maybe Frank Gifford, who decided I'm not going to be an analyst after a great career. This is back in the 60s and 70s and ended up being the lead play-by-play guy for years with Monday Night Football, can rival him. But Pat has said, screw you. I'm going out on my own. I am learning from the iconic show Bob and Tom how to get this done on my own, and he has. And one of the things that Pat has done, and we've chronicled, is been totally unafraid. Norby Williamson was a long time, 40-year, one of the original ESPN guys, and he was a suit. He was always good to me, so I have a hard time criticizing him, but Pat didn't. Pat came right out and said when he first started his show, there's a rat here. His name is Norby Williamson. He's leaking bad stuff to the media, and I want his ass out. And guess what? Everybody at ESPN went, oh, my God, you can't do that. That man's on one of the top floors on the fourth floor, on the fourth building number 4 at ESPN. You cannot do that. Well, he did. Guess what? Williamson, he gone. Pat's now taking aim at a lawyer for ESPN who delayed the process. Well, I got to tell you, you can't take aim at them. That's who they are. Like, if you're going to take aim at a lawyer at ESPN, you might as well take aim at all the lawyers, because one thing I've done, and Pat knows this, is have contracts and agents and lawyers. And I got to tell you, it's a pain in the prick, as my father used to say. But Pat McAfee is back, which makes Game Day good. Now, is it as good as Big Noon Kickoff on Fox? Yes, except that Big Noon Kickoff has the best segment in football, the Urban Meyer teaching segment, which is unbelievably good. But if Pat McAfee weren't back, I would argue Game Day has a problem. Notice I didn't even mention Desmond Howard, because Desmond Howard legitimately offers nothing. Desmond Howard is, he's the guy, right? He's the guy. When there's something racial, he'll stand up. But when it comes to hard work, background, no, he ain't doing it. Very superficial. They needed McAfee, because McAfee, I'll tell you this about Pat. People think about Pat jumping into the creek. People think about Pat playing to the crowd. People think about Pat being wacky. When you listen to Pat McAfee on that set, he and Herbie are really good at telling you what's going to happen in football. Really good. Now you're going to add Saban to it, and you're really good. We all understand why you got to have Desmond Howard. We all get it. Of course we get it. But the truth of the matter is McAfee is way better than he is given credit for at the nuts and bolts of football. And I, for one, as a monster college football fan, am glad he's back. Here's the announcement that he made on his show.
We made an announcement that it is officially official. As Adam Pierce, that bald stooge, would say, I am returning to College Game Day, and although I don't want to make a big deal out of it, I know it is a big fucking deal that it's happening. There was some drama, obviously, that started lingering. We had chatted about it, me, Burke, and Jimmy, obviously, whenever the licensing of the show conversation was taking place. Then some lawyer at ESPN tried to be a super genius. I closed Sicilian'd him. I ended up being a free agent, and it was a real moment of looking in the mirror and saying, am I the right person for this job? Obviously, the athletic poll came out last year. I think it was like 50% of the people were like, get this guy the hell off of College Game Day. I'm a College Game Day fan. I enjoyed waking up on Saturday mornings and watching the show that propels us into college football Saturday and inevitably into NFL Sunday. So for those people to have a terrible morning because of my existence was certainly something that weighed very heavy on this here dumbass sports stooge heart. That's for real, brother, because we have the show Monday through Friday. Obviously, it's 3 hours every single day. We're lucky to do it. We create it. We produce it. There's 0 people from journalism school here. We are kind of doing our own thing, but it's a lot of work. I'm my own agent. I'm my own representative. I'm my own strategizer. I'm my own schemer alongside the great boys that I have working here. So it's a lot of effort Monday through Friday. Saturday mornings used to be the only time I was really able to sleep in and get a rest. Then when you get offered the opportunity to join the College Game Day, you can't say no to that. You're talking about one of the greatest shows in the history of television. You're talking about one of the greatest shows in the history of sports media. Kirk Herbstreit, good friend of ours, now at this point will join us in the second hour, was one of the driving forces behind getting me on that program. And then whenever I got there, I fell in love with it. How could you not?
Yeah, there you go. I just text Pat, lawyers at ESPN catching shrapnel on your game day announcement. I love it. Oh, man. Anytime anybody at ESPN, other than some of the talent who I really like, and most, if not all, the producers who I really like, anytime lawyers or guys in Building 4 catch shrapnel, I think it's funny. Because you got to understand the ESPN way. Everybody's scared to death of Building 4. Oh, man, you called up to Building 4. Oh, my God. Stephanie Drewley might be up there with her glam shot. Oh, my God, Building 4. Well, he don't care, and I love it. I wish I had to go about the business of doing that, but I don't. And I don't need to because I'm working for a great company that I love working for. But salute to Pat McAfee. Salute, Pat McAfee, and your big old stones and your ability to sack up in front of everybody and tell all these guys to kiss my ass. I admire it. I've admired it from the start. We went back and forth a few times. He wanted players paid. I said they already were. I called him, just a punter. He said, wait a second, all-pro punter. And we're boys. We're not boys, but I love the guy. I love watching him. I love what he's doing in media. I love how he's setting a path that nobody else has done. Stephen A. Smith's trying, and make no mistake, there's bad blood between McAfee and Stephen A. Smith. It has nothing to do with Pat. Pat just goes about his business and watches all the minions fall to the side or all the jealousy rage. And if you don't like Pat on game day, get over it. How can you not? Serious business. How can you not? He's right. There are a lot of people. Oh, my God. What is this, church? What are you, a cop? Stop it. Pat McAfee is game day now. He, Herbie, Reese, and whoever, we'll see if Saban fits in. I think he will beautifully because, well, let's be honest, Herbie fits everybody in and does a masterful job with it. But McAfee is necessary. McAfee at this point in time in his life has to do it. You can't keep turning things down. You can't keep going away from things. Pat's gone away from a lot of different things. In fact, the station that I am on in Indy, 1430, had Pat's show. Pat didn't move the needle there, and neither am I. But that's all right. The station is growing. But Pat got rid of CBS. He got rid of Barstool. He got rid of FanDuel. He got rid of a lot of things. Why? Because Pat's got nuts. There's a saying in my family, sack up. My daughters say it. My wife says, hell, my ex-wife says it. My brother, my sister, everybody, nieces, nephews. Hey, man, what's the problem? Sack up. I got to tell you. Nobody, and I mean nobody, in the entertainment industry, in the television industry, sacks up like Pat McAfee, and I am glad he's back. The opposite of sack up is being a little whiny biatch, and we already got drama in USA Olympic sports with the women's team. What a shocker. A bunch of lesbian women mad at a Christian. Where have we seen this before? Oh, wait a second. The WNBA. Ucha capesta, my eyes are burning. The WNBA gave us a roadmap. Actually, the women's national soccer team gave us a roadmap back with that crazy-ass, angry-ass Megan Rapinoe leading the way, doing her bullying of anyone that didn't think like her, act like her, or be a jackass like her. Now that has been passed down. I don't believe this woman's a star. U.S. Olympic soccer star Tierna Davidson says it was difficult to deal with teammate Corbin Albert's social media posts while speaking with woke gas bag and, well, woman that sold her tits on the internet, Sarah Spain. U.S. women's national team soccer player Corbin Albert appeared to ruffle feathers with her teammates over social media posts about the LGB whatever community, earlier this year, one TikTok video she reposted, including a sermon that said being gay and feeling transgender is wrong, according to The Atlantic. I've always said there's 350 million people in this country. You're welcome to your own opinion. Another Surface screenshot reportedly showed Albert liking an Instagram post mocking Megan Rapinoe's injury, accompanied by the statement, God taking time off performing miracles to make sure Megan Rapinoe sprains her ankle in her final game ever. Well, in the opposite of sack up, this made little Miss Davidson sad. This made little Miss Davidson uncomfortable. Good. There's 350 million people on this planet. Not everybody should make your sorry ass comfortable. Let's read this. It's been difficult, Ms. Davison said. It was difficult for me when it first happened, and it's been hard to hear how fans have taken it because I feel like I want to be able to represent the queer community really well on this team. Do your thing, baby. Do your thing. Represent the queer community. Why do you got to represent who you're having sex with? I know that's a shallow, uneducated argument, but the truth of the matter is that's what it comes down to. Why do you feel the need to represent the community with whom you're having sex? How about you represent the United States of America and United States soccer? Now, I know that's a lot to ask. I know that's insane in this day and age. But how about it? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Really well on this team. So I want to have fans feel really welcome and feel like they can see themselves on the field in this team. So I don't want there to be any sort of feeling they're not welcome here. Nobody ever feels that way. That's always the line. There are always lines like you heard last night, a threat to democracy. There's always these bullshit lines. Hey, look, you like the women's soccer team, you're gay. Everybody knows most of you are gay. So what? Somebody thinks different than you. Are you all that incredibly sensitive that because somebody likes a tweet, I'm not going to go, I don't feel welcome at a women's soccer game? Oh, shut the hell up. Grow a freaking pair. Jesus. Oh, man. I think it's a difficult situation. Really, Ms. Davidson, it is? What's difficult, sweetie? Oh, honey. What's difficult for you, baby? That's affected me personally, what she was speaking on. Hey, man, you know how many times old white dudes get trashed or fired? We don't cry, I'm not welcome. Oh, shut up. Jesus, I think it is something you have to learn as a young player. Yeah, as a young player on the women's soccer team, you apparently got to give in to all the angry lesbians. That's apparently what you got to do. That's what we're learning. Especially with the platform that you're given. Your beliefs or how you choose to express certain things is very public, and people do look and listen. So you don't think that young lady knew that? You don't think so? Why are your beliefs the only ones that are allowed? There's no hate in what she said. I mean, she mimicked what the country said. God was listening when Megan Rapinoe twisted an ankle. Whether or not it's something you grew up with or it was instilled upon you at a young age, you might not know better. It is something that can hurt other people. Well, so do gay parades where big, fat, hairy-backed white dudes are going down the street in a tricycle naked. Everything can hurt other people. Honest to God, if you're so sensitive, Ms. Davidson, to somebody liking a tweet or putting out a tweet that it makes you this crazy, United States got no shot, or other countries must suck. United States will have a shot, but it must be two reasons. One, there's other really good players on this team. And two, or both, the other countries suck, which I'm guessing is the case. Honest to God, somebody can't have differing views from any lesbian out there, any LGBT. Aren't they the most inclusive? Aren't they? That's all I ever hear until somebody disagrees with them, until somebody says something they don't like. And then it's just hard. She must be young and dumb is what this woman is saying. I would argue, I don't know, maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong, But I would argue that Corbin Albert's probably pretty brave. I mean, she knows what she's doing. She knows what she's standing up for. Isn't it amazing when Christians stand up? Isn't it astounding that when Christians stand up, the most inclusive among us just simply can't handle it, and it's something as little as liking a tweet? What are you mad about today, honey? What are you mad about? Tyrion Davidson, she liked the tweet. She's young. She must have been indoctrinated. No, you know what? I got to tell you, you go to Catholic church, you go Jewish, you go whatever, they're going to tell you, hey, look, do your thing, but some things are right and some things are wrong. You choose what you believe. It's not an indoctrination. I would argue the other way. Holy hell. Ask my wife about female athletes, lesbian female athletes recruiting and indoctrinating or trying to recruit straight athletes, how brutal that is, how angry they are, how mean they are, how vicious they are, how conniving they are. The world is starting to see it a little bit. I've said forever, one of the worst things in sports is the treatment of straight women athletes in sports on their own teams. It's a dirty little secret that everybody's afraid. Well, you're seeing it. You're seeing it right now by this Ms. Davidson talking to big old floppies, Sarah Spain. You're seeing it. You're hearing it. The recruitment is real. The anger is real on teams. It's awful. Ask any straight married women's coach in any sport. They have stories. I've sat with them. My wife is one of them. She has friends with them. It's awful. Horrible. Least tolerant. That's what you got here, Miss Davidson. You can't tolerate somebody having an opinion that you don't agree with, and you suck. There you go. It's difficult. She doesn't think like me. Oh, same thing Caitlin Clark faced with all these angry lesbians in the WNBA. Same shit, different sport. The NCAA has decided that we're going to increase scholarships in different sports. Football getting a roster limit of 105. Now, people are going to tell you the rich just get richer. Of course they do. During a meeting Tuesday, Power Conference commissioners finalized new roster size limits that pave the way for athletic departments to distribute millions of dollars in new scholarships to athletes, most notably football, baseball, and softball. As part of the new revenue-sharing model beginning 2025-26, by sport, scholarship restrictions are eliminated, and schools are permitted to offer scholarships to the entirety of their rosters. The new roster limit figures are not final until the approval of House settlement times. Football, this is interesting. This is going to cost a lot of schools a lot of money that can't afford it. But again, this is all in an attempt to bring football and the power conferences away from everybody else. Football, with the current scholarship restriction of 85, will now have a roster limit of 105, a 20 scholarship increase for those schools willing to give the maximum. It's an important note for football. The 105 may not be a requirement until the start of the competitive season, giving coaches flexibility to go beyond that figure during preseason camp, for instance. Baseball, with a restriction currently of 11.7, is expected to have a roster of 34. Wow. Scholarship spots for softball, volleyball, currently at 12, will increase. Softball, 25. Volleyball, 18. Basketball, men's basketball, people don't know this, but women's basketball actually has more scholarships, 15 for the women, 13 for the men. Men's basketball is going up to 15. Yeah, I don't know. I'll tell you my view on it. My view on it is a school like Bowling Green can't afford it. Mid-American schools, you're telling me you're adding 20 more scholarships, what's going to happen is they won't do it. I mean, 20 more scholarships, first, it's unnecessary. I mean, god dang, if you're the 85th player on a football team, what are you doing? Like, if you're not good enough to be in the top, 50, NFL teams have 53-man rosters. They probably should have more. They probably should go to 60. But I got to tell you, man, if you're not good, if you're 100 on the depth chart and you're getting a scholarship in football, my God. I think I got a year or so of eligibility left. I may slim down and go play football for a year or two. Hell, I could be the 104th player on a 105-man roster. It's kind of absurd. And it's pandering, and it's saying, look what we do for student-athletes. We're giving more opportunities. Yeah, all it's going to mean is a lot more kids are going to start transferring. if you're sitting there and you're 104 and you're getting your head beat in every day and you got no chance of playing, you know what? Move it along unless you just love a scholarship and a beating. Parents ask me all the time, and they proudly say, well, my son's going to go walk on at Indiana. I go, what position is he going to play? Linebacker, lineman, whatever. I go, he's going to quit in a year. I don't tell them that. I'm like, that's great, man. Good for them. They're going to get the hell beat out of you. You're going to realize you're not going to play. And unless you're somewhere like a tight end, maybe a wide receiver, where you don't get the hell beat out of you every single day, it ain't going to happen for you. It'll be great the first year, second, third year, he gone, and you're going to see the same thing. Basketball, men's do need 15 scholarship, but it makes the rich richer. That kid that wouldn't have been offered a scholarship, and he ends up at Bowling Green, an all-MAC player, and possibly in the NBA by Ohio State, is now going to go to Ohio State. He's going to sit his ass on the bench for a year or two, then he's going to transfer. This is all a dog and pony show. This is all nothing other than fluff, pandering. Look at the opportunities you'll hear probably when this whole thing gets done. You know where this is headed. Look at the opportunities we're giving to minorities to go, and that's true, and that's good. That is. But that's all this is. There's no other reason. Now, softball, I understand. Volleyball, I understand. Baseball, I understand. Those sports are growing. Those sports are starting to get, wait a second now. Hey, hold on. We're making a little money on these sports. We got some TV contracts with these sports, but football going to 105, the only reason is to pander. Not to pander. I guess give more opportunities for kids to be there a year than transfer. That's what it really comes down to, if we're being honest. And I always try to be honest with you. I like this story. I liked it when it started. I like it now. Good for him. Hey, wait a second. You intolerant lesbians, love is love. You LGTB, ABCD, love is love. So shut up. Here's the story. Special teams coach at Texas, Jeff Banks, tied the knot with his stripper wife, also known as the pole assassin, whose pet monkey once bit a kid on Halloween. While our country has descended into total chaos in the last several months, frankly, years under Joe Biden, it's refreshing to see that true love can be found. True love can be absolutely found in our great American society. Love is love. Shut up. I don't care if Bill Belichick's humping a 24-year-old. Love is love. Bill Belichick's sneaking out of her house shirtless. Love is love. What are you talking about? Love is love. Even if a pet monkey gets in the way once in a while. Raise your hand, and I will raise my hand, to any of you that haven't fallen in love with a stripper or thinks, hey, that girl really likes me. Jeff Banks, he found one that actually did like him. Back in 2021, the world outside the Jerry Springer Show was first introduced to Texas Longhorns special teams coordinator Jeff Banks' stripper girlfriend, Danny Thomas, a.k.a. Pole Assassin. Her pet monkey, who has performed on the pole with her, allegedly bit a kid on Halloween. The Longhorns coach and the pole assassin made it through that controversy, and over the weekend they became husband and wife. Another win for all the hopeless romantics out there. That's right. Congratulations are in order. Obviously, it's not known if pole assassin is still hitting the pole or whether she has her emotional support monkey or not. But we do know that love can conquer all. I don't know who wrote this article for OutKick, but boy, is it beautiful. In fact, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm getting a little weepy right here. I'm getting a little teary-eyed. I mean, little kid comes to Halloween. Some strippers got an emotional support monkey is funny in and of itself, okay? Marrying a stripper, ain't nothing wrong with that. The hell? You know she does it, or does she? I don't know. You know she knows how to fend men off when she goes clubbing, which you know she's got to do. And Jeff Banks, he's hip. He's cool. Look, you're always recruit. ABR. Always be recruit. Well, hey, man, are you the dude with the stripper girlfriend? Yeah. Really? All right. Huh. The pole assassin. My boys here, my LMB boys, I'm not going to tell you what LMB stands for other than it stands for Love My Brother. The pole assassin is all the rage here on my text chain just now. So they're either watching or this is a hell of a coincidence. My buddy, the Big Fat Bob, and the rest. Awesome. I always wondered what happened to that monkey. Kyle, pole assassin has an emotional support monkey. Wow. Big Fat Bob, the Big Fat Bob, by the way. Can we please get a 30 for 30 on this? Yeah. Make it a love story. A girl, a pole, and a monkey. That's actually a joke. A girl, a pole, and a monkey walk into a building. It's too good. The jokes write themselves. Love is love. Shut up. Team Canada accused of using a drone. This is some Jim Harbaugh shit. Team Canada accused of using a drone to spy on opponent's soccer practice. Yeah, we've got scandals galore. We got an anti-sex bed going around at the Olympics. We've got some crazed lesbian woman who is intolerant on the women's national soccer team. And Team Canada is using drones to spy on opponent's soccer practice. We have scandals coming out of the 2024 Olympics before the games have even started. What's a good Olympic event without some sort of controversy, eh? Is this Spygate 2? Dronegate? Canadian Connor Stallions? The world's former fastest man, Tim Montgomery, says 99% of sprinters are dirty. We got scandals left and right. Yeah, we do. According to the Associated Press, New Zealand has announced that it has filed a complaint to the International Olympic Committee's Integrity Unit. Might I suggest they go by the cheat squad? And it had to do with a drone that flew over one of its training sessions earlier this week. Team support members immediately reported the incident to police, leading to the drone operator, who has been identified as a support staff member of the wider Canadian women's football team, to be detained. A statement from the New Zealand Olympic Committee reads, the NZ, New Zealand Olympic Committee, has formally lodged the incident with the IOC, International Olympic Committee, Integrity Unit, Cheat Squad, and asked Canada for a full review. That's right. Drones over women's football. People take their football serious. I want that gold medal, yo. Good for them. By the way, Tim Montgomery, once the world's fastest man, says if you're in the finals at the Olympic Games in 100 meter, I'm going to say there's a 99% chance you're dirty. I wouldn't even train you for it. I know pharmacology when I see it, but in track and field, to be the fastest man on earth or the fastest woman on earth, I just don't see how you can do it clean. It's right. I mean, look, personally, I don't care. Do I care? Do I want a clean Olympics? Here's what I want in the Olympics. I want to watch Americans win. Yeah, I don't care. What do you mean? And I did just yesterday because our boss Gary told me I had to. I just sat literally for a 90-minute, and you had to push buttons so they kept you awake. 90-minute seminar on Fox about integrity and stuff like that. And here I am on a Fox property saying I don't care. Here's why I don't care. Because I know it's going on. It's always going on. People are finding a way to beat it. And I just want to sit my fat ass down and watch the 100-meter final. And if they're cheating, God bless you. It ain't my concern. I wish they wouldn't. I hope they don't. Back in the day when the East German swimmers would swim with full beards, I got it. Get them out of there. But nowadays, I feel like the whole world cheats. Turn on your TV and listen to crazy Joe Biden last night. Now, everywhere you turn, all of a sudden, Kamala Harris wasn't, never has been. The borders are. The world is insane right now. Everybody's lying. Everybody's a cheat. Cheating is good. Lying is accepted. We go put stuff for a murderous terrorist group called Hamas. We got people in Washington, D.C. supporting them, going in the Capitol building rotunda. Nobody's saying nothing. And a freaking, I don't know, side chick is running for president against a guy that had a TV show firing people. And I'm going to care about whether the 100-meter dash has steroids in it? Bah. I got bigger fish to fry. I'm going to Pierogi Fest this weekend in Whiting, Indiana. I'm going to sit in my chair, get a beer this high, get about a plate of pierogies this big, and sit there and eat and watch the show. And if I happen to turn my head and somebody's got the 100-meter dash at the Olympics, I'm not going to ask whether the guy's juicing or not. I'm going to assume they are. The world is nuts. N-U-T-Z. Nuts. I'm watching Biden last night. There's a teleprompter right there. Now, I understand this because sometimes I'll look down here and my flying Knicks do a great job of giving me copy, and I read it backwards. I don't have dyslexia. I don't have anything. It's just what I do. I took speed reading a year I sat out of high school, and I read too fast sometimes. But I understand. But Joe Biden, you got to be able to read off a teleprompter, and how about not lying to us? And I'm going to worry about a 100-meter dash sprinter? Could care less. Walk down the street of Indianapolis, somebody might put a cap in your ass just for being a white dude or for being a black dude or looking the wrong way or being on the wrong street. And I'm going to worry about the 100-meter dash? Bah. Home run derby, juicing, bah. Don't care. I'm getting ready for those Olympic Games. What are they called? The steroid Olympics coming up in a year. That's what I want to see. I want to see skin so tight you can see every corpuscle. I want to see chins out there and heads bigger than mine. That's what I want to see. Don't at me about it. Don't bother me with Olympic sprinters juicing. I do like Jay Feely, though. Jay Feely, friend of the show. He's been on the show. He went on a heater praising Donald Trump. Can you imagine? White dude. You ever notice this? No white dudes at ESPN ever get political. It's like a mandate from Jimmy Patero, from Connor Shell, from Burke Magnet. Hey, white dudes, brothers only. Look, white dudes, we're giving you a lot of money. We're paying you. We don't want to hear from you. Talk about Fran Tarkington back in the day, or Joe Montana, or Tua Tagovailoa, or whether Lamar Jackson should get a contact track. But we don't want to hear from you white dudes at ESPN. African Americans only. Ryan Clark only. Stephen A. Smith only. Big fat what's-her-face Sarah Spain only. You white dudes, we ain't having it. We're not doing it. It ain't happening. But at CBS, apparently it's different. Jay Feely, who's a great kicker back in the day, he went on a heater. He's not messing around, Feely. He's praising Donald Trump. Hey, look, I've never been ashamed of my support for Donald Trump. I'm proud to call him my friend. I supported him in 16 and 20, especially now in 2024, after they tried to kill him. The left waged political warfare against this man. They believe the end justifies the means. Stand up and fight. All right, let me stop you there. That is beautiful. That is. Like, how is it bad? How is it racist? How is it whatever is to support a man who, under his regime, or whatever you want to call it, black unemployment was at its highest levels? But somehow it's racist. Black wages at their highest level. But somehow it's racist. Somehow it's bad. Make America great again. First said by Ronald Reagan, echoed by Bill Clinton. You can't ride on a plane with a Make America Great Again hat because of what it, quote, signifies. Really? Good for Jay Feely, man. Good. No, not good for Jay Feely. Great for Jay Feely. But I got to tell you, Jay Feely would have been fired immediately at ESPN. In this election, we each face a question. I'm reading Kamala Harris first. What kind of country do we want? Do we want to live in a country of freedom, compassion, rule of law, or a country of chaos, fear, and hate? These people. Oh, man, these Democrats, that's their country. Look at what's going on. I actually agree. Kamala Harris, says Jay Feely. One party encouraged BLM riots, encourage illegal immigration, open the borders, change election laws to pick their president candidate, change laws to attack their political opponent. One party is a threat to democracy. Democrats. You ever hear the line, he doth protest too much? It's Shakespearean, and of course, when you look at me, you think Shakespearean scholar. Well, he doth protest too much, in this case, can be changed to she doth protest too much. She's an idiot. She is telling you, because this is what they're doing, this is a smokescreen. They are telling you things that they are doing, but projecting them onto others. It's classic. It's Orwellian. No, it really is. It's 1,000% Orwellian. And it's sad to see that there are going to be a number of people, and I do mean this, there are going to be a number of people that believe this. There are always a number of people that believe this. There's going to be a big number. There's going to be a big number that vote for Kamala Harris because she is not black, though. They think she is. They're coloring her as black. She's not. She's whatever she is in India. What are we doing? There's going to be a number of people that are going to vote for her because she is a woman. I get all that. I don't understand it. Is it bad to say there's a number of people that are going to vote for Donald Trump because he's a white guy and they're white? I don't know. Is that bad? I don't know. You guys are going to have to tell me, but I will say this. This is not going to be a rout in terms of an election. The party told you to reject the evidence of your eyes and your ears. It was their final, most essential command. I'm telling you, it's Orwellian what's going on here. It is amazing. Don't believe your eyes or your ears, Orwellian. The party told you to reject the evidence of your eyes and ears. It was their final, most essential command. How about that? Cheap fake. Wait, we saw it. What? The most effective way to destroy people is to deny and obliterate their own understanding of their history. Every record has been destroyed or falsified. Every book rewritten, every picture has been repainted, every statue and street building has been renamed, every date has been altered. Oh, man. If you haven't read the book 1984, it is one of my two favorite books. My other favorite book is Catcher in the Rye, Holden Caulfield. Just start. Get away from me. I liked him when I was in high school. I read him in high school. I've reread him numerous times. Every record has been destroyed or falsified. Every book rewritten. Every picture has been repainted. Every statue and building has been renamed. Every date has been altered. It's going on right in front of us. And here at OutKick, we fight it. Here at OutKick, we talk clearly about it. And people are so dumb, so uninformed, that we're going to sit there and we are going to let it happen. First, they control the language. I've said this many times on this show. I got in trouble because I said I would not go in a pool with a woman that wasn't my wife. Go at it in a pool with a woman that wasn't my wife. Oh, my God, that was rapey, they called it. They're controlling the language. It's amazing. And we're all sitting back. We're not sitting back here. This is why I'm so adamant about it. Look, I'm getting older. What do I care? But I'm not going to sit back and say, hey, look, here's the deal. I'm just going to sit back and watch it happen. When it happens, and I do believe it's going to happen, I do believe Kamala Harris is going to win. I don't want to be right. I hope I'm not right. But I've seen this act before. We've all seen this act before. It ain't who votes. It's who counts the votes. Get out there and vote for Trump, will you please? We got a country to save. Speaking of saving, Danny Z wrote an article yesterday. We told you about the lunacy, control the language, that's going on at Harvard with the women's hockey team. 29-year coach got fired because she said we've got too many Chiefs and not enough Indians, and two little girls went right to HR because they were sad. Sack the up.